I do not understand for the life of me how people can survive the superintendent principal role. It is extremely intense, and those that manage both of them, even with 50 kids, it's like having two personalities or having to live in a world where you have to have two different hats. And when I say that is oftentimes the superintendent role is very focused on compliance and looking ahead 5 to 10 years, whether it's facilities, whether it's the vision of the district. And really the principal role is a very immediate role. So you're living in the day-to-day, you're living in the discipline, you're living in the interventions academically, working with the aides. And so living in both of those roles at the same time is extremely stressful.
I was a superintendent principal. The challenges there is you're all the departments most of the time in those types of roles because the districts are so small. There isn't an opportunity to have help in many of the other areas. Beyond usually fiscal, they usually have a superintendent principal and at least a CBO person to do the financial pieces, but you're completing all of the forms for both the state and the federal necessities. You're doing the LCAP on your own with the input from your board and your stakeholders. You're doing a lot of the maintenance and operations on your own. So you learn a lot about how to fix things and how to get things moving. You have a very limited budget. You have to use your resources and stretch your dollars to the best of your ability. I will say one of the benefits that helped me as a superintendent principal is really leaning on my county office of education for some of those pieces. So needing support with IEPs or assessments and speech and language pathologists work, like really trying to have them help support the small schools to still get the resources for the students that they required, because often you're in more rural spaces where you can't get contracting agencies to come out. So you have to get very creative with how you support students. And staying current, giving teachers abilities to go outside of the district to get collaborative time, but also as a superintendent principal, it's helpful to have a network within your community of other superintendents and principals, because it's a very lonely space when you're the sole superintendent principal.
It's very different when you're a superintendent principal, small district, compared to the big urbans and suburban districts. They're so staff supported. Their boards are very staff supported, whereas our board is not staff supported. The only staffing we have is the superintendent principal, who is also the secretary to the board. She's also the one person doing all the reports and gathering all the information. So she is the board staff, and it's helpful for her if we can be as supportive of ourselves without her having to be the one filling in that requirement of keeping us informed on what's going on, because she does not have time to keep the board informed on the issues that are critical for board members to know.